So we all know that John Tory, the former mayor, resigned after that controversial issue which came up. He was having relations with a staffer, and that was something really shocking news for not only for Torontonians but everyone in Canada. But anyway, the race is going hot very soon. So right now I think there are more than 40 candidates in the race, and Ana is also one of the leading candidates. So she's with me online right now. Ana, welcome to Radio Parvasi and good morning.
Good morning, Rajinder. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and all the listeners to talk about the upcoming election on June 26th and to tell you a little bit about myself and the ideas we're putting forward.
Okay, so give a little bit brief introduction about yourself first.
Well, Rajinder, I'm an immigrant woman. I came to Canada when I was 15 with my parents. They came a little bit before we did, and then they brought the two daughters. I was 15, my sister was 6, and very soon, saw the city of opportunity that we were coming to, a city that worked, and really started feeling welcomed. And entered politics in 2010 after, going to university and working in the private sector. But in 2010, I had the privilege of being elected as city councilor. I was reelected for 3 terms. I was city councilor for 3 terms. I was deputy mayor for 5 years. I was John Tory's deputy mayor until November. And really worked a lot on housing issues and representing my community, which is the community of Davenport. So feel very privileged to have that experience, to have the experience and leadership to work with councillors as well and or other orders of government, which is really important for where we stand as a city right now, to have somebody that has those relationships, that is going to hit the ground running, that can work with council and bring council together. Just today, I had another councillor endorsing my campaign. We now have 4 councillors that have already endorsed my campaign because they know how I bring people together and how I can work with people. And that's very important because the city is facing some challenges and we need somebody that is going to work with council and the other orders of government.
Okay, Ana, but today you are in the news again. You have assured that if elected as the mayor of Toronto, you will get fair share from the provincial government. Tell us more about that.
We were talking about the Scarborough SRT replacement today, and I explained that when the province negotiated with the City of Toronto to build the Ontario line, which takes the subway all the way to Scarborough, which is really important. I've always supported the construction of the subway, the Scarborough subway. Many candidates at council didn't. But I thought it is really important, first of all, because the residents of Scarborough had been advocating for that for a long time. I also thought it would be really important to have fast and reliable transit coming from Scarborough and connecting all the way to the subway system in the city. It's about time we have that. So the construction of the Ontario line is important. It is a provincial responsibility. But they had agreed that they were going to pay costs associated with the construction of the line. And so, therefore, we need to make sure that we continue to expect those costs to be paid. And the replacement of the SRT with a dedicated bus lane, which must be done. We need to make sure that that gets done. I will make sure that that gets done as a mayor. But we need to stand up. We can't just walk away from the negotiating table and now say, we're going to pay for it. A deal is a deal. That's what I call a deal is a deal. And we need to stand up for those deals. And that's the kind of mayor that we need at the city. Somebody that is going to be making sure that we have services like transit, like housing, like dealing with our budget issues, that we're going to be working with the province and the feds, but, making sure that we're firm as well. Because one thing, Rajinder, is, we send our city as the economic engine of this province and this country, right? Okay. We pay a lot of taxes to these governments. And so we need to make sure that we're getting the investments in areas that are really, really impactful for people, like transit, like housing. So as a mayor, it is my duty, I think, I will be doing that to make sure that we get a fair deal for our city. That we are investing in the transit so people can get to work on time, that we are building the housing, using our own tools as well, making sure we use our land, making sure we use our permits that are faster, making sure we build the 285,000 units of housing and make sure that 20% of that is purpose-built rental. So we have our share of responsibility that we need to deliver, but we also need to ensure that the province and the federal government is at the table with us.
Okay. Former Toronto Police Chief James Raymer was my guest when he was Chief of Toronto Police. So I asked him about the increasing crime in Toronto, and he said that they are underfunded. He said that we don't have enough police officers, we don't have enough staff, we don't have enough funding. So crime is on the rise in Toronto, shootings, car thefts, or carjackings. These are all now, common things for people, and people are really, really frustrated. Nothing is happening. We are getting promises after promises. So people are feeling scared, while on the streets. So we can see what's happening in TTC stations. So do you have any plan to deal with that?
So, Rajinder, let me start by saying that I do not believe and will never support defunding the police. There's other candidates that just a couple years ago and continue to talk about defunding the police, like Josh Matlow, like Brad Bradford. They voted to defund the police. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I believe that we need a well-funded police, a well-trained police, and to make sure we have enough officers, particularly focused on the areas of work that we need them to focus. Auto theft, homicide, all the stuff that we really need them to be focused on. We need to make sure that the funding is going to the police as well. And then we also need to ensure that they're not busy having to respond to issues that really shouldn't be there to respond. Like when somebody has a mental health crisis, it shouldn't be the police. When somebody is homelessness and is having an issue, we shouldn't have to send the police. We should have other workers to deal with that, so we can have our police officers to do what they do best, to deal with the crime in our city, to deal with the issues that we need them to be focused on. So for me, that is very important, that the community understands that I am somebody that will not defund the police. We'll make sure that we have a well-funded, well-trained police force, and that we actually also create the other mechanisms so that they don't have to spend their time responding to things that they shouldn't be responding to.
Okay, Anna, thank you so much. As I said, Toronto is one of the largest cities in North America, biggest city in our country, and it has its own problems. People from all over the world are coming and settling in this city, as you came, as I came. So it has its own challenges. So we can't sum up all the issues in one interview. We'll keep talking. Any message, anything you want to share at the end?
Rajinder, I think that you are right. We have big challenges, but I'm an optimistic, and I say we have big challenges as we also have big opportunities. So if we elect a mayor that has the experience, the leadership, the life experience to understand the challenges we're currently facing as we came to this city and wanting to make sure that these city services that are so important for our families and our lives, like the TTC, like recreational programs, like making sure that we have a police that is funded and that we feel safe, that we have a mayor that understands those issues, is going to be laser focused on fixing these services, and has the experience and the relationship with other governments to get it done. We have lots of opportunities ahead of us.
Okay. And last thing, we have seen people don't take enough participation in municipal elections. We saw some good percentage of voting in federal elections, even in provincial elections, but we have very, very less vote costing in the municipal elections. So what is your message for those people? They should come out and at least vote.
Yes, they should come out and vote. They should come out and participate in the election process. I am doing, town halls. I am doing teletown halls as well. I'm trying to make sure that people, hear about Ana Bailao, that people hear about our ideas, that people hear about the Ana Bailao team. We're taking our message out there. We're trying to engage Torontonians because we truly believe it's such an important election for our city. And we're trying to make sure that people participate. So thank you for this interview. I think we all are trying our best. I think, Rajinder, by you talking about these issues and having this interview with me, I think it's really important. So I want to take the opportunity also to thank you as well, because I think it's really important for democracy and for the future of our city. Okay, as I said, the race is heating up, and you are also one of the leading candidates in this race. So let's see how people decide on the date of voting. But good luck to you, and we'll keep talking. Thank you, Rajinder. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. AC Deputy Mayor former Toronto ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁਣ ਖੁਦ ਵੀ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਹੈ 3 ਟਾਈਮ ਇਹ ਜਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਵਜੋਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਮੰਨੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਮੇਅਰ ਦੀ ਰੇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ।